Hello, hello! Today we have the original Sugar Drizzle Sugar Press Duochrome Eyeshadow Palette. I got this back at the end of last year, it looks like, for Black Friday. So this, at the time of Black Friday of last year in November, it looks like this retailed for $42.95, but on Black Friday I was able to get almost $13 off, so I paid $30.07 for this palette. I also paid the shipping insurance because it appears that Sugar Drizzle is one of those brands where if you don't get the shipping insurance, if you lose your palette, if it gets damaged, they're like, well, you didn't buy the insurance, so oh well. So I did buy the insurance on it. I ended up having to pay $9.19 just for the shipping, just to get this shipped. So all in all, I ended up spending $40.26, which is like $2 cheaper than what this palette is worth. So it was still a little bit expensive, so the Black Friday sale did kind of save me on the shipping, but I still did end up paying about $40 for this palette. For $40, I mean, I don't know too much, y'all, but as far as I hear, the duochrome eyeshadows are some of the more expensive shadows to make, so for $40, I feel like this is kind of an amazing little palette and definitely worth it. I think that for $40, this is a lot more approachable, affordable kind of palette, because I see other brands with duochromes as well, and they're over here trying to charge almost like $20 a shade. It's pretty ridiculous. You'll see palettes with probably even less shades than are in this palette, and they're over here trying to charge over $100 for like 8 shades or something. Like, it's ridiculous. So I got mine for $30, which definitely $30 for this palette does feel like a steal. You can tell by the artwork on the outside. I mean, it doesn't even have the name on it. It doesn't even say Original Sugar Drizzle Pressed Duochrome Eyeshadow or whatever name it should be. It's just very simple. It looks very, you know, homegrown. It's a very simple palette. Just got this strip here. It says Sugar Drizzle. On the back, we'll find some of the ingredients that are in here, the weight, and the website. It's just very simple. This is a slip-on, so the unit card can be slipped off, and it looks exactly the same as the unit card in name, ingredients on the back. Now when we open it up, there is a mirror in here. There's a small-sized mirror. They could probably maybe cheapen up this palette a little bit if they decide to remove that mirror. I honestly think I might prefer it, but there is a small mirror in here. And then here are the shades. Oh, absolutely beautiful duochrome goodness. So this palette on the website is actually sold out. I don't even think you can find this on the website right now. I don't know when it'll go back in stock. It took a while for this to come back in stock. I don't know what iteration of the restock this is from, but this is definitely from a restock, and I used every shade available in this palette. If you can see in the close-up here, if there is kind of one quote-unquote negative flaw I have to say about this palette, is that the duochromes in this palette are a little bit more on the oily side, so they're very soft. They're kind of almost like putty, but they still do apply very well. I didn't have any issues with the puttiness of the eyeshadows. I didn't have any issues really of this product rolling up, and I'll go more into that as we play with these. But overall, I absolutely think this is a bangin' palette. I definitely recommend, especially if you get it on sale. I'm so happy I got this on Black Friday. This kind of reminds me of the Etsy palette. I tried a palette from Etsy recently, and I think this is also a really amazing beginner kind of duochrome palette, because you have a good amount of duochrome shimmers in here, but not like maybe something that might be too intimidating for others to use, but I do very much like this. Let me swatch the colors I found, maybe a little less, not pleasurable, that's not the right word, just the shades that I thought were like, okay, like that's pretty, that's cute, but I didn't think too much about it. Like, I think this one's kind of just like a purple. There wasn't too much shift to it, so I didn't think too much about it. I'm like, oh, alright. This pink over here, Sugar Mama, it's kind of just like a pink. There's, you know, not too much to it either. And then we have Sugar Cookie over here, which was kind of just like a green. Like, I think these were just maybe my least favorite. And again, nothing to do with the formula. Has everything to do with just like the color. These just didn't have as much as a shift as the other ones did. And that's the only thing. That's it. Like, it's just a color preference. Because, I mean, look, it's not that something was wrong with the colors or anything. It's just my preference of the colors. Like, I think there's some cooler ones in here. And this is kind of just a green, and that's just kind of pink. So they have some kind of basic-y kind of shadows in here as well. But I didn't think there was anything wrong with the formula. They're all super sparkly, very nice and intense. It's just my preference for the color, that's it. So these are just my 3 favorite least colors, but 100% just color preference, like that's really just it. So let me talk about how I applied these, because it's not on the website anymore, so I can't really reference back to the website to them explaining what they might think is the best way to apply these. So the first time that I applied these, I did use just my usual concealer base, and I used some brown eyeshadow on top of my concealer as well, because I wanted to give myself kind of that brown background. And I thought the brown would be kind of a nice contrast, so you saw a lot more of the brown kind of at near my brown bone, what I would call like a halo eye, just like that kind of circle of brown. And then I did a shade in my inner and then a shade on my outer using this palette. With just using my concealer and an eyeshadow as a base, I did see eventually, probably around like the 5-hour mark, I definitely did see it start to kind of disappear. I'm going to start swatching my favorite shades from this palette. These are my absolute favorite shades. I'm going to go into them while I keep talking. So I used, with just the concealer base, I did find that the shades did kind of not last as long. So, but they did last good enough, just kind of average amount it lasted. And then, towards the end, I decided to do one eye with a primer, and then one eye with a glitter glue, because I wanted to see what the difference was. So here we have, I think this is Sugar Sugar. I got so many compliments on this one. This one here should be Sugar Bubbles. We got Sugar Crush. And then over here we got Sugar Delight. Lots of sugar. Sugar, sugar, sugar. Oh my god, all these have sugar names. I just realized. That's amazing. But these are my favorite shades. I think they're so sparkly, so pretty. This is a pink with a blue sparkle. And then we have this one over here, which kind of has more of a light brown base with a blue sparkle. We have this one over here, which is more of a green base with a gold sparkle. And then this one's amazing, because I did not see this one coming. This is like, I can't tell too much on my hand, but it has a dark purple base with like a gold reflect. It's very cool. And there's still so many more of these shades in here that are just absolutely beautifully stunning. But back to my application, with the primer, using primer on the eyelid with, let's see, I think it was just primer, so I did not do my usual concealer base. I did not use eyeshadow as a base either. It was just the product with this on top. So it was just with just primer and this product on top. It absolutely lasted a lot longer. It also had less creasing on my eye, because just with the concealer I did see some creasing towards the end. That's how I knew that we were coming towards the end of me wearing the product. And you guys, with a glitter glue, these eyeshadows did not budge. It was insane. There was no creasing, there was no rolling up, I didn't have, you know, sparkles all over my face. It didn't flake off, you know, throughout the day where I had ended up having more sparkles on my face or anything. They worked so well, and I'm going to apply more of this Sugar Sugar, because this one, I wore this on Mother's Day, and we went out, and I felt so bad because I was getting so many more compliments than my mother-in-law for this eyeshadow, and I think it's so pretty. Let's apply more over here. They're just so sparkly. They're incredibly wet looking. They are so wet looking. These are definitely worth the price. I think these are also gorgeous. You know, even other than my shade preferences, I think these are gorge. Using a glitter glue definitely 100% works. So I would obviously, if you want this to last a long time, like if you know you're going to like like, I think EDC is coming up or something. If you're gonna wear this to like a festival and you wanted it to be worn the entire day, wear glitter glue. If you know you're gonna have a long day, you could definitely put down a primer. If you're doing kind of just like a short, cute look, or maybe you're just gonna go run some errands and you just want to throw in some sparkle and feel kind of cute, then I don't think you need to do all the glitter glue and the primer and all that stuff. You can definitely just put down a concealer base. It's not going to last as long and you will see some creasing after several hours, but I think overall I really like the formula that Sugar Drizzle has here with these shades. I love the shades available in this palette, and it's an absolute recommend for me. I think they really hit it out of the park. I really loved using these. I felt so gorge. I have 2 shorts with some eyeshadow looks I believe I did with this palette. You can go check those out for some looks, but I absolutely loved this palette. This is a really good win for Sugar Drizzle.